Let's see. Hello. Is this working?
That article. We know you've got big dreams for furnishing.
Hi. Can you guys hear me okay? Let me know in the chat if you guys can hear me. I'm going to look at the chat on my phone because it's kind of hard. Oh, yay. Okay, you guys can. Hi. Guys, I'm so nervous. This is my first live by myself. I've only been live once before, but this is my first one, like, by myself. So, let's see. Okay, I'm going to look at the chat here because it's easier. All right, Marie says, hello from Haywood, Cali. Hi. I don't know where Haywood is. Is that, like, North or South Cali? Victor, Modesto, Cali. Lots of Cali. What's up? Cali. Y'all, I'm trying to debate, actually, if I'm going to go to Cali this summer. I went, when I was there in the winter, I did the coast, and I really, 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 really wanted to do the national parks, like Yosemite and Sequoia and all that, but it was just too cold. So I was like, I'll just go back this summer, but I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to go back. So I got to figure that out. Paul Sherman says, hello, 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 hello. Hi, friends. Let me know where you guys are. My mom's on here. Hi, Mom. Let's see. Debbie Herman. Hey, from Dallas, Fort Worth, Texas. There are lots of friends that are in Texas right now that are van lifers, and I didn't know Texas was like the place to be. I have lots of friends in Austin right now, which I said is really cool. I've never actually really been to Texas before. I've only been to Houston, I think, pretty much, but haven't really been there and spent much time. Hello from Ohio, Dana. Sorry, Dana, I don't like Ohio. I'm a Michigan fan. Boo, Ohio. But thanks for joining and hopping on. Let's see. Yosemite is not far from Modesto. Oh, good to know. NYC, what's up? Rob says, what's your favorite season? My favorite season? Fall. But honestly, it's because I love when the leaves are changing and the weather's cooler, and I'm a huge football fan, and football is, that's why I like the fall. But I would say summer is like a close second, also because I'm a teacher and we have the summer off, and that is super nice. It makes my life so much less stressful. We have I think it's like 8 more days left with students, or 7.5 days left with students before we get out. And I'm in Colorado right now, and they are on the same schedule that I was on when I was teaching in North Carolina, which you start like mid-August and then you get out on Memorial Day, like right before Memorial Day weekend. And so all the kids, and like I keep going to the gym, and the parents are like, yeah, it's summer. And I'm just like, oh no, I still have 7 more days with kids, which is annoying. And then another week after that, for teachers, we just have like teaching stuff. So I'm very much looking forward to summer and not having to work. All right, let's see. Paul Sherman, Virginia. Nice. Lots of East Coast. Hello, nature. Here, I'm going to look it on here. It's easier. Aaron is from Florida, Kansas City. Mo Money asks, what's my favorite pro soccer team in Europe? I am a Manchester City fan. I love Manchester City. And honestly, I wasn't ever really into like European soccer. Actually, not even watching soccer that much. I haven't really been like a watch soccer fan, even though I played soccer my entire life. But I watched, what is it called? You know when they do those like series on like sports teams, and they like follow them around for like the preseason and the season and stuff? All or Nothing. That's what it was. They did one on Manchester City, and I watched that, and I was like obsessed with Man City after that. So Man City is my favorite team. I still watch some of their games. It's just like the Premier League, though, it plays so early in the morning. Like some of the games are like 7 a.m. on a Saturday. I'm usually up around that time, but I just don't think to watch soccer. So let's see. Rob is from San Antonio, Texas. Jim, hello from South Carolina. Hi. Where in South Carolina? I used to live in South Carolina. Well, no, I worked in South Carolina. I worked in Fort Mill school districts, and I lived in Charlotte. But fun fact, lived in North Carolina, but I taught in South Carolina because they pay you more for having like higher education, and I have almost my doctorate, so it was like a substantial amount more to drive 15 minutes over the border, which is kind of crazy to me, but it was a really good school district. Vermont, Debbie Herman says Vermont would be beautiful in autumn. Oh my gosh, yes. I want to do the Northeast so bad, but then I think about it and I'm like, oh my gosh, it is so far away. To drive my bus that far, it just sounds terrible. Like when I drive the West Coast, I just decided it's not ever going back east. I don't know. Maybe one day. But I would love to do the Northeast. I don't know when I'm going to get to do that. I actually am going, so if you guys watch some of my like Baja vlogs, you would see Mike. He's like another bus lifer, like a really good friend of mine. He is running doing an Ironman in Lake Placid, so upstate New York, in July. And so I'm going to support him for that. And so that will be like my as far northeast as I'm going to get. And then he summers in Nantucket Island. So I'm going to go to Nantucket for a little bit because I've never been there. I heard it's beautiful. So I'm going to go spend some time there. But that's pretty much the extent of my northeast anytime soon. Let's see. Red Seven Sun, Detroit. Hey, hometown. Well, not my hometown, but close enough. Let's see. Aaron says, where's Honcho? Honcho is literally right here on the floor, laid out, sleeping. We have been spending a lot of time in Denver, and being in cities, I have to take him on a lot of walks to get some exercise. And lately he's like obsessed with BALL. I'm not going to say it because he will literally pop up and wake up out of his sleep. But he's obsessed with those. And so we've been throwing that often. And so we just threw the BALL for like 30 minutes right before this because I wanted him to be tired. Because we're in a park right now and he barks at anyone and everyone that walks him out. Mo Money, man with the emoji. Don't tell me you're like a Liverpool fan or a United fan or something. Ugh. Let's see. Marie, have you ever had ticks on Honcho? What's your preventative? Yeah. Okay. So when I was living in North Carolina, the only time Honcho's ever gotten a tick was when I was living in North Carolina and I came into my apartment and he was like going at his ear. And so I looked in his ear and I saw this like little black thing and I just thought it was like dirt or just like earwax that was bothering him. So I picked it out and then I realized it was a tick and it freaked me out. So I threw it and I had carpet in my apartment at the time and I lost the tick. Like I couldn't find it for like 10 minutes. I ended up finding it, but that's the only time he's ever had a tick. But thankfully I pulled it out and the whole thing came out because I think like sometimes their heads can get stuck in them or something. But I must have just like grabbed it the right way and pulled it out with like enough force that the whole thing came out, thankfully. But his preventative, I'm a bad mommy, y'all. I have not given him, so normally he takes like, this medicine's like flea, tick, and heartworm all in one. But I ran out after, Baja, like in Baja. So he hasn't been on any medication for it in like 2 months. Honcho. Dog is walking by. See, I told you he barks at anything and everything. But anyways, so I actually have been looking for a vet here in Denver. So if anyone is in Denver area and they have a recommendation for a good vet that's not crazy expensive, I think I found one though, because since it's his first time, they always have to do like an exam and stuff. And I found one that has an exam for like $40, which is not bad. I walked into a vet today just to find out theirs. And theirs was like 65. So I think I'm going to go with the one that's like 40 just because I don't want to spend that much money. Because that medication is expensive. It's like $300 to get it for a couple of months. And I don't want to spend $300. And also $60 on an exam. And I was thinking about getting him the rattlesnake vaccine. Has anyone got their dog the rattlesnake vaccine? I saw someone's story on Instagram about how it saved their dog's life when they got bit by a rattlesnake. It just gives you like extra time to get to the vet. And sometimes they don't need the antivenom, which is like super expensive if they have the rattlesnake vaccine. It's only like $50 or something. So I was thinking about maybe getting him that too. But yeah. Let's see. Nathan, PA in the house. Lots of East Coasters. Bart, what's up, Bart? How's it going? Hi, Honcho. Let's see. Bart, you're back on the road, headed to Florida. Oh my gosh, Bart, I saw your transmission went out on you. That stinks. I'm so sorry. That is no fun. I've had my fair share of repairs. And it's definitely not fun. I had to do my transmission in June, but knock on wood, I haven't had any like transmission and like mechanical issues since then, besides like my brakes going out again, which was annoying in itself also, but sorry about that, but glad you got it fixed and you're good. Jamaican Spice, maybe do your Northeast as your fall tour when you're ready to stop bus life. Maybe sell it over there. Maybe. That, honestly, okay, so that was my original plan. So when I left Michigan, I always said bus life for a year, and that was like 2 weeks ago. And so I was going to drive it to North Carolina in April for my alumni weekend for my university. It's like our soccer weekend. And so I was going to do that and then go up to the Northeast. And then my family has a cottage in Quebec. So I was just going to keep going up to Quebec and do like a week up there and then go home and sell it. But then I was just like, man, I'm not ready to be done with bus yet. So I just decided to stay out here, and I'm really struggling on what I'm going to do this summer. I have been going back and forth. I thought I had a solid plan for summer, but it keeps changing, y'all. I really love Colorado, and I might honestly stay here the entire summer. I don't know. So I've got to figure that out. But yeah, that was my plan, was to do the Northeast as like my farewell tour. But I don't know if I sell the bus or when I sell the bus, I feel like I would get way more money for it out here on the West Coast than I would the East Coast. I don't know though, but that is something I'm thinking about, selling bus. Not that I'm going to be done with bus life anytime soon, but it's definitely been something kind of on my mind. I feel like everyone's selling their bus lately, so I don't know. We'll see how it goes, but I don't know. I just feel like I would get more money for it out here than I would on the East Coast. So that's definitely to like look into or think about. But I wouldn't be opposed to that. If I did do the Northeast as like a farewell tour, it would have to be like soon because I don't want to be there when it's snowing. So it would either have to be like early fall, which I don't know if I'll be ready to be off the road then. Or it would have to be next summer, which I don't know if I want to be on the road that long. But I don't know. I'm open to kind of whatever. Okay, let's see. Rob, are you keeping up with the NBA playoffs? Heat or Nuggets? Honestly, I only watched a few games. I'm not necessarily an NBA fan. I'm more of a college basketball fan. But I do watch more games during the playoffs. I watched a lot of the Lakers games because I just love watching LeBron. I was a Celtics fan because I like Jason Tatum. But right now, I think I'm going to cheer for the Nuggets just because I'm in Denver. So I think, and I'm probably going to be in Denver by the time the playoffs wrap up. So like if Denver wins, I think it would just be really fun to like celebrate here in the city that they win and like go to like their little parade and stuff. Like that would be so cool. I feel like, even though I haven't really followed Denver that much at all, that would be cool. And I love going to sporting events while I'm traveling. Like I've been to like a Seahawks game. I went to Calgary Flames hockey game. I've gone to a couple Colorado Rapids games. I've Utah Jazz. Like I just try to go to sporting events. Like I did LA and stuff for football. And I really want to go to a playoff game because I think that would be so cool. But I looked when it was the series for the Nuggets and the Lakers, and I looked for one of the games, and like the highest seat, I was like, I'll just go for the experience, just get something cheap, like because I'm not really too invested. Like I'll see LeBron, like that's cool, but like I'm not like super invested in it, and it was just going to go for the experience. But like the worst seats in the stadium were like $250, and then if you've ever bought anything on Ticketmaster, you know there's to that. So like basically just add another $30. So it's gonna be like almost $300, like with parking, and then like if I got food there, like $300 to go to a basketball game. And if it was like the Super Bowl or something, or like the championship, maybe I would go. But that just wasn't worth it for me, and a little bit out of my budget for just like leisure spending. If it was closer to like 200, I probably would have gone. I think that would have been super fun to go to a playoff game. But yeah, so probably I'm just gonna cheer for the Nuggets, I think. Let's see. Oh, Jen, you lived in Charlotte as well. I love Charlotte. If I was going to settle down on the East Coast, I would pick Charlotte. I love Charlotte so much. I love like the city. It feels like Atlanta but smaller and safer. There's like so much to do. There's sporting events, obviously football and basketball, like a minor league hockey team, I think, and then a minor league baseball team, and now they have soccer. Like I want to be in a city that has sporting events that are going on. And I love Charlotte. It was like a family town too. Like even though it was a city, there were so many parks and so many like cute little neighborhoods. I would love to live back in Charlotte. If I had to pick a city on the East Coast, it would be Charlotte. Sempirica. That's the name of the flea, tick, and heartworm medicine that I get, Honcho. Let's see. Bob, hello from Mesa, Arizona. Hi. Arizona is another place that I really love. I love Arizona. The only thing about keeping me from wanting to settle down in Arizona is July and August. It's just so hot. If I could just delete those 2 months, then I would probably pick Arizona to settle down in. It would be high on my list. Ingrid said, "What is next for you after bus life?" Oh, that is a great question. Honestly, I want to go back to like a normal life, but being able to like do bus life or van life or truck camper life, trailer RV life, I don't know, whenever I want to, I would love to have like something to get away and be able to like do bus life, especially being a teacher. I have like 2 weeks off in the winter. I have a spring break. I sometimes have like a fall break and Thanksgiving break. I have summer break. So I would love to like spend those breaks being able to kind of get away. But after bus life, I don't know. I go back and forth. I really want to teach back in person again, but also my job is so great. Like I work way less hours. Like I don't work less hours. Well, yes, I do. I work a few less hours. Just not having to go into a building and being able to teach remotely saves so much time. So much time. So I want to probably go back to in person because I do miss the kids. I'm also like, this is such a sweet gig. But yeah, after bus life, I just want to live a normal life, settle down, get married, have kids, work my job, be a mommy. That's like definitely something that weighs on me a lot too, because it's so hard to like date in bus life. It's so hard because like I don't know, just traveling so much, it's hard to like build a connection with someone or want to, and then like knowing you're gonna leave. So I don't know. That's like the one thing that would push me out of bus life sooner rather than later is like feeling the pressure of like settling down. But I know everyone's gonna say you have so much time, blah 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 blah. I know, but I'm just feeling the pressure. But yeah, so after bus life, just living a normal life, but also being able to still have travel as like a huge part of my life because I love to travel. I would also love to spend more time traveling internationally. That is something I thought about too. Like whenever I do sell the bus, if I want to just go overseas for like a few months with the money that I get from selling the bus, I think that will be cool. Because I haven't traveled internationally too much. I think I've only been to like 5 or 6 countries. Yeah. Marie said, what kind of car would you get when you sell the bus? I am a Jeep girl. I love Jeeps. I love Jeep Wranglers. I loved Jeep Grand Cherokees. Now that they've kind of changed them, I don't really like them. But my mom was just kind of car shopping and just looking at stuff. And I know she didn't end up liking this, but I really like the Broncos. Whenever I see them driving around, like I can see myself driving that. So I'm definitely like an SUV girl, and I like more like ovally shape. So out whenever I'm selling the bus would be cool. Before the bus, I had a Jeep Cherokee. I didn't love it, but it was the first car that I bought for myself, or leased at the time, and paid for it myself, and that's all I could afford. That was a Jeep, so I really wanted the Grand Cherokee at the time, but I couldn't afford that. And then they just redid the Compass at the time. Oh no. But I couldn't afford that either. So I don't know. Something boxy. I like something boxy. Let's see. Charles, as all the new hundreds and thousands, yes, the numbers are correct. The new electric buses come online. There'll be a slew of buses for sale by district. Electric buses? That's so cool. Hunter, are you okay? He's like hacking over there. Come here. Come here. Come here. Good boy. Come here. Okay. He's okay. He's getting water now. All right. Let's see. Tim, hi. How are you doing today? I'm doing great. How are you doing? I'm having a good day. Honestly, today's been a really long day. I had to get up at before 6 a.m. I had a 6 a.m. meeting today. Because my job's on the East Coast, so I had an IEP meeting this morning at 8 a.m. East Coast time, which is 6 a.m. So it's been a long day for me, but it's been good. Thanks for asking. Nathan, Outer Banks would be my choice. Ooh, that would be a good choice too. But Outer Banks is like the coast. See, I'm not like necessarily much of like an ocean girl. More of a mountain girl. So I would like to be closer to that. But Charlotte is like the sweet spot because it's like 3 hours to the beach, 3 hours to the mountains, and then you live in a city. So it's kind of nice. And it's got a major airport too, which is always good for like travel and stuff. Elle says, what's the nicest surprise about Denver? I love Denver, guys. I don't think I ever want to leave. I haven't even done that much exploring in Colorado, but I've been in Denver for like 2.5 weeks. And a lot of people told me it was not easy to like park overnight. And it has been so easy to park overnight. I've had no issues. So that's been nice. And it's been really easy to get around. Like the roads aren't super narrow. It's easy to like navigate with the bus. And I'm even able to find like parking for the bus, like downtown Denver. So that's been nice. And okay, the nicest surprise actually is how cheap gas is here. Y'all, I'm paying under $3 for gas. Like yesterday I paid $2.92 or something like that, which is amazing. Not in Denver, but like the suburbs of Denver, you can find cheaper gas. In Denver, I was just driving to Denver today, like through, and gas was like $3.59 or something like that. So it's a crazy price difference, but honestly, that's been so nice because I was paying so much for gas like since the summer. I don't know. So that was super nice. Arena, what do you miss most from not on the road life? Routine. That's why I think I'm really liking Denver right now, because I'm waking up, I work in the morning, on my lunch break, I get to go to the gym, and then I come back to the bus and I work, or I go to a coffee shop and I work, and then I can go back to a different gym, Planet Fitness, and like do cardio and shower, and then I can just like have a day. So it's been so nice to just like have a normal routine, I think. So honestly, that's been the biggest the thing that like I've missed the most about road life, but I'm kind of getting a little bit of that right now. It is just annoying though to have to drive the bus every day and move the bus. Just because I can't leave things out on the countertop because I'm driving it every single day. Now, I'm not really driving it that far. Like, once the work week starts, like, I have my parking spot, and then it's close to the gyms that I go to, and it's close to, like, the grocery store. So I'm literally driving it within, like, 3 miles a day, mostly. But it's so annoying to move it. I wish I still had my moped, because that would have been nice to just get around. Let's see. Rod, the inspiration you give is awesome. Oh, thank you. Thank you. That means a lot. Hey, April. Rod, do you miss being in the classroom? Yes. Oh my gosh. I miss walking into a classroom and the students are coming in the morning and they give you a hug. Well, the little ones like run and give you a hug. Or when I taught fourth, they just want to tell you about their night or what they did or just whatever exciting is happening this weekend. My students still do that, like online with the classroom, but it's just not the same. Like, and I just miss the student interaction. It's not the same. So I really miss the classroom, but I just keep thinking about, it's just like a small sacrifice I have to make right now to live on the road. And I'm really thankful for my job being able to do this. But yes, I really do miss being on the road. Hold on one sec. I just spilled water and it's going everywhere. Okay. Okay. Where was I? Patricia, hello from Mississippi. Hi. Tim, another California. JFB3 said, were there any new types of food you tried during your journey? I'm a very picky eater. I'm not too adventurous. I mean, I'll try something once maybe, but I hadn't really been anywhere that it was like crazy food that it was like you must try, like food that I haven't had before. So no, not really. But like if I were traveling internationally or something and they were like, eat this cricket, like I would probably try it once. I wouldn't like it, but I would probably try it once. So no, I haven't really tried much food. Like I've been places like along the coast and they're like, oh my gosh, our clam chowder is the best. You have to try it. And I'm like, okay, but it's like, that's like food that I've had before. So if I go somewhere and they're like, this is our specialty, like shrimp is our specialty, or like we have the best beef in America, whatever, I'll get the burger. You know what I mean? But in terms of like anything like crazy, no, I haven't really tried anything crazy. I've owned 3 Jeep Grand Cherokees before I got the van. I'm a Jeep man for life. If I ever get another Jeep, it'll be the Gladiator. Yeah. Wow, 3 Jeep Grand Cherokees. Sounds like my dream. my friend Braxton, he is on the road too. He had a van and it was having a lot of issues, so he got rid of it and he just bought a Gladiator to do more overlanding, and it's pretty sick. It looks pretty sick, and I'm really excited to see how he builds it out and kind of does his little setup. George says love from Indonesia. Hey, we love international friends. Tim, would you get a tent for the Jeep or the SUV? Like a rooftop tent? No. Okay, so I like camping in my bus in a metal box where I can be protected from the animals and scary things in the wilderness. I don't think I'll ever tent camp ever in my life. I have no desire to do that. Now, I know maybe it's a little safer being up on like a rooftop, but no, not for me. I need to be in an enclosed, locked thing that humans, animals, scary bugs, snakes, bears, whatever, can't get in. So I don't think I would do that because I wouldn't use it. And those rooftop tents and stuff are pretty expensive. My friends Brendan and Sophia got one for their Jeep, and I think they said it was like $2,000, which is crazy. But I guess worth it if you're like into that and use that stuff. Let's see. Tim says, I'm doing good. I was in Santa Cruz Beach Day yesterday. I was in Monterey Beach. I was in Monterey in November, and it was surprisingly a cute town, and I really enjoyed it there. I think that's where Hanjo and I saw the sea lions on like the dock or something. Super cool. Tim says, how long have you been in Denver? I've been in Denver 2.5 weeks, almost 3 maybe. 2.5 weeks. Yeah, 2.5 weeks. The first week I spent time outside of Denver in a town called Parker. It's like southeast Denver. I spent like a week there, and so now I've been like in Denver probably for like a week and a half, and I really like it. I've always wanted to live in Denver. Like, it's always been a place that's intrigued me, but everyone always said how expensive it is, and well, I'm sure it is, but right now I'm living for free here, and so that's kind of nice. But I do like it. There's like a lot going on, and downtown's cool, and I don't know, the mountains are super close. Like, I just feel like there's a lot to do in Colorado, and Denver flights, like to travel and stuff, is pretty cheap. I was actually looking at booking flights for like my summer plans and stuff this summer, because I might end up staying in Colorado all summer. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out what to do. So my plan was to be in Colorado until the end of June, Denver, and then drive through the mountains like towards Grand Junction, and then do a quick stint in Utah because I know it's going to be really hot, and then get to Vegas by like July 20th so I could fly to Mike's Ironman, and then come back and then drive to California to hit the national parks. But I also have to go home August, like mid-August for work, our in-person professional development at the beginning of the year. So I have to go back then, and then I want to go to Descend on Bend in Oregon. I think it's like Labor Day weekend, like September 1st or something. So then book it up to there. And that was like all the plans that I had for the bus. But now I'm like really enjoying Colorado, and I'm kind of like, maybe I stay in Denver through the end of June and then do all of Colorado. Like, I didn't get to go to like Southwest Colorado, like Durango and Mesa Verde National Park and stuff. And so I'm like, maybe I just take my time and then do like another month doing that, and then come back to Denver to fly to Mike's thing, and then go up and fly home mid-August out of Salt Lake, and then just kind of make this straight shot to Oregon and kind of skip out on California and stuff. So that's something I'm trying to figure out. what to do. So if anyone has any advice on that. Honestly, the only thing I really was like dying to see, I haven't seen Zion yet. I've never been to Zion and I would love to go. But I also was going to go in July, which I hear is a terrible time to go. It's so hot, crowded. And in the bus, it just like wouldn't be enjoyable. Granted, I do have AC, but I can't run it all hours of the day. And then I did want to see Yosemite. I could really care less about the other national parks. Like I can always see them at another time, but Yosemite was something I really, really wanted to see. But again, I was going to be going at a terrible time because it was going to be like mid-August when it's like super crowded and everyone's there. So I don't know. I might go another time and I might just skip those things because that's also a long way to like go east and then up to Oregon just to see Zion and Yosemite, which I know those are two amazing places that I like am dying to see, but I just might have to do that another time. I really might have to do that another time. Charles said on weekends, half the population of the city of Denver goes west to all the recreational areas in Eagle County. Tried to drive home on Sundays. Yeah, a lot of people. So I work out at this gym called Burn Boot Camp, and a lot of the people say like talk to me about my bus and stuff, and they're like, "Yeah, we go to the mountains every weekend." I'm like, wow, that's a lot of. But the mountains are really not that far, and you can get to some beautiful places like in an hour outside of Denver, which is so cool. So a few like 2 weekends ago, I had to go to the mountains. I haven't really talked about it much on my YouTube, but I'm collaborating with Harvest Hosts. If you've never heard of them, it's like a company that has like locations around the country, like mostly like breweries and farms and wineries and stuff where you can park overnight for free if you're a Harvest Host member, and you just have to like pay like, well, you don't have to. It's a suggestion. You should pay like $20. It's just to like support small businesses. So like if they're a brewery, go in and buy a case of beer or something, or a winery, buy a bottle of wine, just to support them. So I've been working with Harvest Host, and they're doing this thing called Adventure Series where they're following, I think there's like 7 of us nomads. Some are like RVers. This one girl like travels on a motorcycle. So cool. Me, there's like families, an older couple, a small business that cooks or whatever. Anyways, they're doing a series to follow us basically. And so I have to submit like footage to them every few weeks or whatever. And each episode has like a different topic, and it was on boondocking. So I was in Denver, and I was like, I can't like boondock in Denver. So I had to drive to the mountains like an hour just for the weekend to like film content for them. But I was so amazed. Like I drove literally an hour, less than an hour. I think it was like 55 minutes or something. And I was like on top of a mountain in snow. When I was in Denver, it was like sunny and warm. It's so crazy. It's so crazy. It's so cool. And I love that about this place here. So I think that's super dope. But yeah, anyways, so yeah, the Harvest Host stuff that I'm doing, if you guys want to watch that, their adventure series is on their YouTube channel. It won't be on my channel or anything like that. But it's on Harvest Host. The first episode came out last week, and I think the next episode comes out next week. I think it's like 2 episodes a month. It's pretty cool. Let's see. Nathan, $10. Oh, thank you. Cheers. Put it towards the vet appointment. Thank you. I definitely will. Thank you. Let's see. Where was I? Mo Money. My high school coach, may he rest in peace, was a huge Michigan football fan. Last year, I really thought it was faith over the Wolverines to win. I would love to go Ohio State versus Michigan game one day. Oh my gosh. Love that. Go Wolverines. So not last year, the year before, the football season that I was building my bus. I call him my big brother. He owns a gym, but he trains a lot of athletes, and he's really cool with the Michigan athletic director. And he had like field tickets and stuff, and I was gonna go to the game, the Michigan Ohio State game. field passes. And I was like, I was working at the gym being a trainer at the time, and I got off work at like 11, and I think the game was like a noon game or something. And I was like, no, I'm not going to go. It's just going to be so annoying. Like, they're going to lose. It started snowing. It was freezing because these games happen in like end of November or middle of November. So it was like snowing and freezing. And I was like, no, I'm not going to go. They're going to get blown out because Michigan gets blown out all the time, except for these past few years. But that's my biggest regret. I didn't go, and we blew them out. I thought the game was going to be over at halftime. Like, no. It was the other way around. It would have been crazy to go to that game. And so I'm like so sad that I didn't go to that game. That's like my biggest regret. But I would love to. I've never actually been to a Michigan-Ohio State game, and I would love to go. I'm actually thinking about being home in Michigan in November. Whether I have the bus still, I don't know if I'm going to bring the bus out there or what those plans are, but I am planning to be home in November. I need to help out my mom and watch her dog while she does some traveling and stuff. But I would love to go to a Michigan game this year. That would be so cool because I think they're home. Michigan is home versus Ohio State this year. I'm pretty positive. So that would be super dope to go. Hi, Honcho. Did I spell that right? Yep. Honcho. Honcho. Let's see. Cigar conversation. I'm from Michigan also. What part of Michigan do you love best? Well, I was born and raised in Ann Arbor, so I'm a little biased. I love Ann Arbor. I think it's a super cool town. I always say if I could pick Ann Arbor up and put it on the West Coast, I would live there. I think it's an awesome town. There's like a downtown area. It's really artsy. There's things to do. It's a college town, which always means there's like sporting events and just like the Michigan fan base is it's just I've always been a Michigan fan. Like I would go to Michigan basketball camps, Michigan soccer camps, Michigan basketball games. Like it's just so fun to support a team. I love supporting a team. So go team. So I really like Ann Arbor. And it's just like close proximity to Detroit if you need to go like to Detroit, whatever. But I'm not like a typical Michigander who has explored a lot of Michigan. I mean, I've been all over Michigan for soccer, traveling for soccer growing up, and my brother for hockey. But my family never like went up north to go to the lake. Our up north was in Canada. We have a cottage in Quebec. I think I said that earlier. And so I never like went up to like Traverse City and like Sleeping Bear Dunes and Mackinac Island. Like I've never really been there. Maybe when I was little and I don't remember, but I've never really been to other places in Michigan besides just traveling for soccer. So it's kind of sad. Like it's my home state and I haven't really explored much. I've never been to the UP, which I would love to go to the UP too. That would be super cool. In the fall, early fall, late summer, that would be cool. Let's see. Steve says go sailing in Nantucket. Yes. Okay, so Mike, like I said, lives there. And then there's another guy, Mark, who I met at SkooliePalooza, who Mike met on Nantucket. They're like the only bus lifers on Nantucket. And Mark is born and raised in Nantucket. So I'm super excited to go because I have like two guides that like Mike Summers there, Mark's from there, and they're gonna like show me all around and take me to do all the things. So that will probably be one of the things. I heard their sunsets there are killer, so I can't wait. Red Rocks. Yeah, I went to Red Rocks last weekend. I did a day, like a half a day. It started to rain. But yeah, I went to Red Rocks. It was pretty cool. I'll probably go again just to do some more hiking because it's like super close to Denver to like do some hiking trails. So I'll probably go again. But yeah. Ozone says, do you like MREs? What's an MRE? What is that? I don't know what that is. Marie, what's your go-to protein dish? I am terrible at getting protein. When I decide I'm going to eat healthy, I eat like straight fruits and vegetables and I just like forget about my protein. So I've been really trying to get more protein in. I work out at Burn Boot Camp and they have protein. It's actually right here. Protein powder. It's called Afterburn, one serving of this is like 23 grams. So I've been trying to put that in like a fruit smoothie. It's a vanilla. So I make like a pina colada smoothie with vanilla protein powder, and it's been good. Also, I've been eating Kodiak cakes, the birthday cake, Kodiak cake waffles after my workouts. And then I put a scoop of this in there. So it's like almost like 30 something grams of protein just by eating a few waffles, which love waffles. So that's been good. But honestly, a basic, like just chicken. Chicken is probably the easiest source of protein for me. I like chicken. I'll eat chicken any type of way. Ground chicken, baked chicken, grilled chicken, stuffed chicken. But yeah, I'm terrible at getting my protein. I don't get nearly enough protein each day. Not even close. Especially for the amount that I work out. It's actually terrible. If I got my protein intake like to where it should be, I would probably be jacked. Fire season, that time according to I'm kind of thinking about, I'm like, I don't know. Stay in Colorado all summer. Hello from Miami Beach. Hey. Elle says, that's what people say about Boulder. That is the Ann Arbor in the mountains. Yeah, I've only been to Boulder once. My mom and I went there when I was college hunting because I was really considering going to UNC Greeley, University of Northern Colorado, which is in Greeley, which is not far from Boulder. And I think it was the trip that we went to Boulder too. Pretty positive because it's not far. So I don't really remember it that much, but I'm definitely planning on going up to Boulder while I'm here. It's actually really not that far. I didn't realize it was only like 50 minutes from Denver, which I think is kind of cool. Oh, my mom says I have been to the UP. Drove across it coming back from Wisconsin Dells. Okay, so I've been to the UP, but I don't remember it. I don't remember it at all. Hi, Huncho. Do you want to say hi? Here's Huncho. He's like, put me down, lady. Okay, so let's see. Mo Money says, favorite position to play in soccer. P.S. I'll destroy you in 2-touch. LOL. You probably will. My touch right now, not great. But I have been going to some Colorado Rapids soccer games. They're the professional team here in Denver, and I have been inspired. So I want to definitely get out, come on, and play a little bit soon. Say hi, Hancho. No, that's my tea. Sit down if you're going to be up here, okay? But my favorite position, I was a forward. But I wasn't like the forward that like scores a lot of goals. I played like a 9. So I like to hold up the ball, play people through, set people up. But I can score when I want to score. You know what I mean? Oh, meals ready to eat. What's my favorite MRE? Meals ready to eat. Hancho. Oh my gosh. Sit down. Sit. Hancho. Thank you. Okay, meals ready to eat. I don't really like meal prep, if that's kind of what you mean. He is too much right now. I don't really meal prep that much, but I was just raving to my mom. The Safeway here, I've never seen this anywhere else. They have like meal prep meals. So it's like a chicken breast that's already seasoned. It has like a garlic butter sauce on it, or a garlic butter spread on it. And then it comes with like asparagus, green onions, broccoli, and cut up potatoes. And you just pop it in the oven for like 20 minutes and it's ready to go. And it's so good. And it was like $4. So I stocked up on those, but not every Safeway had that. I've been to like 3 Safeways since, and I can't find them at any other one. So I need to go back to that one that I did find them in. But in terms of like just making meals and stuff, like if I'm going to do something easy, I'm just going to cook up some vegetables. Or I have like these ramen packets, or not ramen, they're stir-fry packets. They're the Fortune stir-fry packets. I always keep them here, or like chow mein or something. I don't know. But anyways, it's the noodles with the sauce, and I just cook up like some vegetables really quick, and I have like a vegetable stir-fry. It's like my favorite easy thing to go because the noodles give me like some carbs and they're more filling, and then I'm eating like a shit ton of vegetables, which is kind of nice. Or spaghetti. Spaghetti is also my other favorite thing. And I just discovered zucchini noodles. I have loved zucchinis probably for the past couple of months, but I've never tried the noodles because I love spaghetti. But I always feel terrible about eating so much spaghetti because I'm eating so much noodles. But now I eat spaghetti or zucchini noodles, and I just love spaghetti. It's easy to make. So I have like 3 cans of spaghetti sauce, and then I love Italian sausage in there. And then I always chop up like broccoli and Brussels sprouts and squash and onions just to put in there extra. Marie, if you don't mind saying, how much does it cost to fill up your bus? Of course I don't mind. So I got gas yesterday or today. Yesterday, I don't know. My days are running together. I paid $70, and that I fill up every time I get to a quarter tank. So when I get to a quarter tank, I fill up. I don't like to go past a quarter tank just because I had a really traumatic experience driving my bus from New Jersey to Michigan. When it got under a quarter tank, it just was not a good situation. I was in Pennsylvania, and it was at a quarter tank, and it just went past E. Like, I watched the thing just go in like 5 seconds. And in Pennsylvania, going through the mountains, the like exits and gas stations are few far in between, and it's like very hilly. And I was on the phone. My mom can tell you, I was like crying to her, freaking out because I was running out. I thought I was gonna run out of gas. The next gas station was like 9 miles away and had to go up these big hills. It was just not good. So I don't go past a quarter tank. So 3/4 tanks fill up. It was about $70 today or yesterday, and like I said, I paid $2.92. But that, I would say that's about average, which is kind of nice though, because in like California and Arizona and Mexico, I was paying like, I think in Mexico it was like almost $120 to fill up 3/4 tank. So $70 sounds great to me right now. But that'll last me a while. Like, I'm in a city right now, so I'm not doing much driving. Like I said, I drive like maybe, we'll say max 10 miles a day, just depending on what I have to do. On the weekends, I might drive a little bit further because I might go to like Red Rocks or do some exploring. So right now, a full tank of gas will last me like 2 weeks maybe, which is not terrible. And I'm also living for free, no energy bill because I get power from the sun, free water. So that's pretty much my like living cost is the gas right now. So yeah, about $70. I think 30 or 35 gallons, I think. I can't remember. But yeah. Right now Yosemite partly closed due to the snow melt. Yeah, someone I follow, the Bryles, they're a family that lives in an, but they were in Baja the same time as me. They were at a campsite and it was like flood like the next day from all the snow melt. It's kind of crazy. Let's see. Oh, it's a military thing, MRE. Yeah, I've never heard of that. But now I know. Meal's ready to eat. Bart said meal prep foods are different from MREs. Like Nathan said, it's a military thing. Food in a bag, add water. Oh. Yeah, see, no, I'm bougie. I won't do like water where you have like food that you have to like add water. Like when people get like dehydrated food, okay, I would love to hike like the Appalachian Trail or something. But again, I'll never do it because like I said, I won't like tent camp, not happening for me. But like when people do that and they have to like eat dehydrated food, that's another thing that I'm like, no. Like, I'm too bougie for that. Like a lot of people too, when they come in my bus, they're like, wow, you can literally make anything you want because I like good food. Like, I'm not saying that food's bad, but that's just not for me. Like, I have an oven and a stove and a fridge and a freezer. I can make pretty much anything I want in my bus. I low-key considered getting a microwave recently, just put on the countertop, but I decided against it because I don't need a microwave. But other than that, I can pretty much make anything and everything I want in my bus. And like dehydrated food or food in a bag you have to add water, that just doesn't sound appetizing to me currently. So okay, we're gonna hang out for a few more minutes because it's almost 7 already. Wow, it's like been 55 minutes. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. This has been so much fun. I think I'm gonna start doing lives more. I don't know. I really like. I think the concepts of lives are like really cool, and I can like talk more about my life on YouTube. Like on Instagram, I can post on my story and talk more about my life, but YouTube, I necessarily can't just answer questions or say what I'm doing, unless it's like in a video. But then it can be like, I don't know. It's been, yeah. Anyways, so I really like lives. I would love to like interact more with my YouTube fam. So I might do lives more often. I just don't know if it's gonna be like Tuesdays or Wednesdays. I don't know, or Fridays. I don't really know what I'm gonna be doing that much. Okay. What's your favorite state so far? From Nathan. Favorite state so far? Okay, well, I haven't seen much of Colorado, but I really do like Colorado so far from what I've seen. And from what I've heard, I haven't even seen the best part of Colorado, like the mountains and stuff. I came up from New Mexico, and I did like Great Sand Dunes National Park, and then came straight up over to like Colorado Springs, then up into Denver. So that's as much of Colorado that I've seen, but I really do like it so far. So that might add to that. Panchito. Once I go to the mountains. Other than Colorado, I think it might be a tie between Washington and Oregon. I know they're also very similar. Honcho. Hey. They're very similar. Like the coast and like the greenery and like the mountains. Like I know they're very similar. Which is why I think they're kind of a tie, but I really, really do love Oregon and Washington. I didn't get to spend as much time in Washington as I wanted. I think I did a quick 2 weeks, but I did a lot in Washington. Like I did Mount St. Helens. I did the whole Olympic Peninsula. I spent time in Seattle. I went over to Mount Rainier. I did North Cascades National Park, which is one of my favorite national parks. If you've never been there, you should go. If like Banff and Alberta, Canada is like high on your list, what was I gonna say? North Cascades is like the United States version of that. Like beautiful mountains, snow-capped mountains, super blue, tealish color water. It's honestly amazing. So if you haven't gone to North Cascades or it's not on your list, 10 out of 10, highly recommend North Cascades. So yeah, I would say those two are probably my favorite. I spent a lot of time in Oregon, but I didn't get to do like the east side, like the desert side. I just did all like the waterfalls and the coast, even though I spent 5 weeks there. So I would like to get back to Oregon. Like I said, I want to go to Descendant Bend in like early September, end of August or whatever. So I would like to go back there and do like the desert side. I think that would be cool. Let's see. Bart, lunch in 2 weeks? Sure. You coming to Colorado? Let's do it. Let's do it. Last time we had lunch we were in Salt Lake, and then I almost came to Denver with you, if you remember. But I decided against it because I needed to be in California. And Denver was the opposite way from Salt Lake. So yeah, if you're around, I'd love to. Marie, hit the thumbs up if you haven't already. Thank you. Yeah, hit the thumbs up. Give it a like if you've enjoyed this live. That would be super cool. Thank you. Bucknutty, come to Alberta. If you ever come to Alberta, Canada, my wife and I will show you how to castrate bulls. I've been to Alberta. I went to September and I spent time in Banff. Drove the Icefield Parkway a little bit. I'd love to go back though, to go to Jasper and up to Edmonton maybe. I just didn't get a chance to do that. The castrating bulls thing, I don't know if that's something I'm really interested in doing. But thanks for the offer. I would love a tour of like Alberta and the cool things to do if I ever make it back. I think that would be super cool. But thanks for the offer. Alberta's beautiful. If you haven't been to Western Canada, You should go. I also did 2 weeks on Vancouver Island, and I wish I did an extra week. It was super beautiful. I didn't get to go very north. Vancouver Island is huge. If you've never heard of it or never been to it, it is humongous. In 2 weeks, I only did the bottom half, and I felt rushed doing it. It's a lot of driving. I think I drove like 800 miles, and I only did the bottom half. I didn't even go to the northern half. So it's a lot of driving, but it was beautiful. I loved spending time out there, and then I did some time in Vancouver, and that was pretty much it for British Columbia. I wish I had more time to explore Canada, but like I said, I went mid-September to mid-October, and it was getting cold and snowy, and I think when there was the first snowstorm in Calgary is when I was like, gotta go. So I booked it out of Canada and down to Idaho to get out of even Montana that was getting snow. So yeah, Edmonton is cool. We'll take you to West Edmonton Mall. Okay, I'm down. If I ever make it back, I'll let you know. Okay, friends, I'm gonna go. It's been about a little over an hour, so thank you guys for hanging out. Let me know if you guys want me to do this again. This was fun for me. I hope it was fun for you. I would love to start going live. I don't know, every week, maybe every other week for now. Maybe in the summer I could go every week when I'm less busy for work. But I would love to, like I said, hang out with my YouTube fam a little bit more and go live. So thank you for joining. I hope everyone has a great Tuesday, a great rest of your evening. Wherever you are, it's probably nighttime for you. But for me, I'm going to make some dinner and get ready for work tomorrow. So anywho, bye guys. Thank you for hanging out. See you next time. Say bye, Huncho. Say bye. Bye.